Welcome to Croxon Family Racing. I'm your host, Adam Croxon, and with me again is Chip Monkington. Chip?
Thanks, Adam, and it's great to be here. Our League of Champions round of 32 continues. Leading off is the MCs versus 1-0. Next up, we'll have Team Ferrari versus Little Italy, followed by Clear Winners versus the Oddballs, and finally, Team Honda Toyota versus Team Audi.
Thanks for the race day rundown, Chip. First up is the 11th seeded MCs against the 6th seeded 1-0. Leading off for the MCs is the gray DMC DeLorean.
As our first racer of the day, let's see if he can set the standard.
And he does indeed, with a clean run into bucket 2 for 5 points. On a side note, Chip, I did have a chance of answering some fan mail, and the question was directed towards you.
Sounds good, Adam. You know I'm always willing to answer a fan.
Well, it says, Dear Chip, what's the issue with squirrels? Why do you hate them so much?
1-0's Camaro Z28 is up next.
And he has a clean run into bucket 2 for 5 points. Don't dodge the question, Chip. What is it?
I don't want to talk about it, Adam. 1-0 ties up the score, 5-5.
Didn't you just get done saying that you would always answer a fan? Come on, Chip. What's the deal?
I'd much rather talk about the blue DMC DeLorean for the MCs up next.
Oh, Chip, you'd really do that to a fan? The blue DMC DeLorean gets a clean run into bucket 2 for 5 points. Come on, Chip. Out with it.
Fine. I had one break my heart, okay?
Wait a second. So you're telling me you were with a squirrel, and that's what's led up to all this?
Well, I guess she could have been a demon dressed up as a squirrel. Anyway, 1-0's blue 08 Ford Focus is up.
And with a clean run, he has a bucket 2 finish for 5 points. That'll tie it up with 10 apiece. So what are you saying, Chip? Did she take your nuts and put them in her purse for safekeeping?
Very funny, Adam. The white GMC Hummer EV is up next for the MCs.
Ah, sorry, Chip. No reason to get all bent out of shape about it. The white Hummer does not finish. 0 points for his team, and they're still tied 10 apiece.
I'm not bent out of shape. I just wish I would have had my crystal ball to see this coming sooner.
One of those slide kicks up next. So how did she get your attention there, Chip? Is it like ADHD, where you're looking around and all of a sudden, squirrel?
Oh, aren't you just hilarious? Slide kick gets 5 points in bucket 2, taking them to 15 over the MC's 10.
Well, that's a good lesson for everybody out there. Chasing tail can get you into trouble.
Really, Adam? This is how it's gonna be now? I mean, her tail was luxurious, but come on.
That was the last one, I promised, Chip. The striped GMC Hummer EV is up, and he does not finish as well. They will lose this one, leaving them with only 10. 1-0 with 15, with still 3 cars left to race.
Next up is the Datsun 620.
He can increase his team points while helping himself out individually. Oh, but he fails. 0 points for him, DNF.
And with a run like that, he looks like he belongs on the other pickup trucks team with 0 points.
True enough, Chip. It's still 15-5, with the red Renault Sport RS01 up next.
And he takes a nosedive out of the loop for 0 points.
Right, Jared, Chip. You get a little squirrely out of the loop, and he may have been the last one that could score for him. The Diora for 1-0 has not done very well so far. Let's see what he does.
With that odd shape, I imagine he's going to do nothing. And I was right, 0 points. Even though it was a DNF, it was still a DNM. Did not matter.
And that'll finish this one. 1-0, take it over the MCs. Take us through the walkthrough, Chip.
Nobody in bucket 4 or 3. 5 in bucket 2. 3 1-0s and 2 MCs. Back here, we had 3 that fell out of the loop. And the last 2 were the Hummers that just made it around the curve.
And that's how this one will end. The MCs with 10, 1-0 with 15. The MCs will be eliminated.
Next matchup is the battle for Italian pride. Team Ferrari versus Little Italy. Been waiting for this one all week, with Team Ferrari's Ferrari 348 up first.
And it looks like he remains consistent. Straight into bucket 2 for 5 points.
Some of these cars are so predictable. They land in bucket 2 every time and get their 5 points.
Right, you are, Chip, and those consistent scorers are near the top of the individual standings right now, and also helping their teams take away some points. Like Little Italy's Black Automobili Pininfarina Battista.
More like DNF. Hope you're hungry, Adam, because you just ate those words. Talk about an inconsistent finish. For the first time, he wrecks out of the loop. 0 points for him, and that's not a good lead off to his team.
So it seems, Chip. This will leave the door open for Team Ferrari and their blue Ferrari 430 Scuderia, who does indeed get 5 points and will push his team out to the lead of 10-0.
Looks like they're sending out a big message to the fans. When you think Italy, you think Ferrari.
It was heard loud and clear, Chip. Let's see if the spattered Automobili Pininfarina Battista can do anything for Little Italy.
Well, they better do something. They're fast approaching the time when doing something is too late. And he does it. Nosedive out of the loop. DNF. 0 points again. It is now 10-0. It is not looking good for Little Italy.
I agree, Chip. And 11-seated Ferrari is beating 6-seated Little Italy right now, with Team Ferrari's Ferrari F40 up next.
Another smooth finish for Team Ferrari, and they've got 15 points with another bucket 2 finish. I'm just not sure how Little Italy is coming back from this one.
It's not looking good, Chip. Little Italy's Blue LaFasta is up next.
And if he doesn't score, I'm pretty sure this one is over.
Indeed, Chip. It may take a bucket 3 or 4 finish just to get them back in this one. And he has a smooth run through the loop and into bucket 2 for only 5 points. I'm just not sure that's enough. Little Italy has 5. Team Ferrari with 15.
I mean, really, what are the chances of finishing when your top 2 competitors don't even score points? I just, it's gotta be close to 0. I mean, this one is over. It's just over. No crystal ball needed. It's over.
And as you were saying that, Team Ferrari's Enzo Ferrari drops out of the loop for no points. It's still 15-5, Team Ferrari over Little Italy.
The blue 2017 Pagani Huayra Roadster is gonna have to do something miraculous to save this one. And it would be more of a miracle if he actually finished. 0 points. And his team is done.
Hard to argue with you there, Chip. Neither one of his other teammates has finished, and this one is just about over. The brown Ferrari 430 Scuderia is up next.
And he has a smooth launch, but he's slow into the loop and falls out of it with no speed. He will get 0 points, but it's not really gonna matter.
Well, with only a snowball's chance in a blast furnace, we'll see what the blackened DiMacchini Veloce does.
Well, don't hold your breath, Adam. It's not gonna be much. In fact, it might just be nothing. And it's nothing. 0 points.
And with that 0-point finish, it is set in stone. Little Italy will be losing this one.
Trying for some redemption points for at least himself. Little Italy's Scupa de Fuego is the last one up.
This would put him on the board with a completion, but he falls out of the loop. 0 points for them, and that's how this one will finish. Team Ferrari with 15, and Little Italy with 5.
And another underdog victory. Team Ferrari will take it with 3 in bucket 2. Only 1 for Little Italy. And the rest of the cars are back here, having popped out of the loop, and that's the furthest they will finish.
Correct, Chip. Team Ferrari ends with 15, Little Italy with 5. Little Italy is eliminated.
And our third matchup of the day sees the 5-seeded clear winners against the 21-seeded oddballs. First up for the clear winners is the purple Electrac.
And he has a clean launch, smooth through the loop, and out of the jail into bucket 2 for 5 points, with a good lead off for his team.
And as always, these clear winners are probably going to win. It's right there in the name. They finish all over the place. Bucket 1, bucket 2, bucket 3, bucket 4. Who knows? But they're always scoring.
True, Chip. Next up is the 1971 Datsun 510 wagon. And he has a clean launch into the loop, out of the jail, into bucket 2 for 5 points, tying it up 5 apiece.
Yeah, sure, they're tied for now. The clear winners are going to win this one.
Come on, Chip. I thought you were a fan of the underdogs. Shouldn't you be rooting for the oddballs?
Doesn't matter what I think. You can wish in one hand and fill acorns in the other, and see which one fills faster. The fact is, the clear winners are gonna win. Just as I say that, Ford Force from the clear winners gets a bucket 3 finish for 6 points. Need I say more?
Well, there seems to be no beating your crystal ball predictions. It is 11-5 right now with clear winners on top. The Cyber Speeder up next for oddballs.
There's just no beating my crystal balls, Adam. And Cyber Speeder has a clean run into bucket 2 for 5 points. Not that it matters.
Easy, Chip. The oddballs are still in it with 10 to the clear winners 11. They're only down by 1.
Sure, Adam. Next up for clear winners is the Horseplay. Let's watch him get some more points for his team.
Aw, Chip, I'm looking forward to the day that you're wrong.
But today isn't that day, so keep waiting. 5 points into bucket 2 for Horseplay.
Right you are, Chip. That'll put the clear winners at 16 over the oddballs 10, with Head Gasket for the oddballs up next.
Is it just me, or does he remind you of those Buzzy Beetles from Mario?
Can't say I've ever thought about that, Chip. When his launch is not clean, he gets one tire up on the side of the track and slows down before the curve for 0 points.
I guess he got sidetracked. Anyway, the oddballs only with 10, clear winners with 16. And like I said, the clear winners are going to win this one, with the Super Nat up next.
He has a clean launch, clean into the loop, clean out of the jail, but slows down a little bit and only ends up in bucket 1 for 4 points. This might be the opening the oddballs need.
I don't think so, Adam. I'm not sure these oddballs could find water if they drove off a pier.
You might be right, Chip, but the McDonald's 909 might have something to say about that for the oddballs.
Well, he might have something to say, but I'm not sure you can do much talking after a wreck like that. 0 points, DNF. You were saying?
All right, Chip, you got me. It is still 20-10. Clear winners over oddballs, with the red Electrac up next for clear winners.
Never gets old being red all the time. Now let's watch red Electrac extend their lead. Oh, and he has a clean run through, fast off the table, and into bucket 4 for 8 points. Oh, goodness, it just feels good to be right. Know what I mean, Adam?
Just like you were about that squirrel, right, Chip? Anyway, the clear winners are ahead 28-10 over the Oddballs. And what you are right about is that the Oddballs probably are not coming back in this one, with the 71 Dodge Charger also getting 0 points.
There's just no need to bring Zippy into this, okay? You know what? I'm done. I'm done.
Aw, Chip, come back. Come back. All right, Chip is gone. And we have the clear speeder up next for clear winners, still 28-10. And he gets 0 points. The score remains the same, 28-10. We'll have to see if these last few cars for the Oddballs can do anything. On a side note, we had a new position open up for announcer if anybody's interested. And the Lexus SC400 Grand Tourer is up next. He has a clean launch, but he slows down around the curve and doesn't even make it into the loop for 0 points. This one's still sitting at 28-10. And I'm getting this from my superiors that there is going to be a fill-in announcer. We'll see who it is, with the Alien up next for clear winners. And he gets into the loop, but falls straight out of it. No speed, and he ends up with 0 points. Still sitting 28-10, clear winners over the Oddballs. With the next up for the Oddballs being the 1970 Plymouth AAR Cuda. And it looks like my fill-in announcer is showing up. He's getting his headset on, and we'll get him ready to go. 0 points for the Cuda, and it's still 28-10. Welcome to my new announcer. Introduce yourself to the crowd so they know who you are.
Well, my name is Jer Bear. Well, Jerry Bear, but you could call me Jer Bear for short.
Glad to have you with us, Jer Bear. The racing stalker for the Oddballs gets 0 points, and that'll do it for him. It's going to be 28-10 clear winners. And why don't you take us through your first run through the walkthrough?
We got a clear winner at bucket 4, a clear winner at bucket 3. We got 4 at bucket 2. 2 of those are clear winners, and 2 of those are the Oddballs. 1 clear winner at bucket 1, and then the rest didn't finish.
Thanks for the walkthrough, Jer. The clear winners finish this one with 28, and the Oddballs with 10. The Oddballs are eliminated.
And the last matchup for the day is Team Honda Toyota versus Team Audi. With the 1973 green Honda Civic Custom leading it off with Team Honda Toyota.
And he makes it through the loop only to flip over right before the jail. 0 points with the DNF early. That's not a good way to start this one, eh, Jer?
Right you are, Adam. 0 is probably the worst number you could get.
Right. Blue Audi, RS, e-tron, GT up next.
Many VG. In case he saw he conquered. 5 points, bucket 2.
Don't know about the Latin verb tenses you're using, but right about 5 points into bucket 2, taking them into the lead with 5 points.
What's the right conjugation for I'll tear your arms out of your sockets if you ever correct me again? Let us know down in the comments.
Coming through 5x5 there, Jer. 5 points to bucket 2 for the spotted 1973 Honda Civic Custom. Tying this up at 5 apiece.
I'm just glad we're on the same page now. Gray Audi RS e-tron GT up next with Team Audi.
Couldn't have put it better myself there, Jer Bear. And the gray Audi has clean run into bucket 2 for 5 points, taking them to 10 over Team Honda Toyota's 5.
Team Honda Toyota's gonna have to do better than that if they're gonna get back in this one.
Right you are there, Jer. With the 98 Honda Prelude up for Team Honda Toyota.
He's been a pretty consistent bucket 1 finisher, but he's gonna need to do better than that if he wants to get his team back in this. And he doesn't do it. Bucket 1 for him. 4 points.
I agree, Jer. That 9 points leaves them 1 point behind Team Audi. They only have 2 left to go. They just seem to be slipping further and further away from this one, with the Audi Avis Quattro up next for Team Audi.
And he's gonna have to keep the pressure up with some points. He has a nice smooth run through the loop without the jail, but he slows down and only gets bucket 1 for 4 points.
That 4 points will take him to 14. Team Honda Toyota needs to have a good finish from the Toyota Supra in order to get back in this.
He has been wildly inconsistent, so it's tough to see how he'll do it.
Absolutely right there, Jer. But he has a clean run here through the loop and into bucket 2, tying it up. It is 14 apiece. Wow, I did not see that one coming.
I love a close matchup, so this is good to see. I'd like to see him duke it out. So let's see if the Audi A1 can throw some licks in there.
He hasn't completed a run yet, so this would be the time to do it. But he doesn't pull it off. 0 points with the DNF.
And we're still tied 14 apiece between Team Audi and Team Honda Toyota. Last up for Team Honda Toyota is the Toyota MR2.
And he's another one that hasn't finished yet. Now would be a good time, but he is caught before the loop. 0 points for him.
I'm on the edge of my seat here. 14 apiece tied up with the blue 90 Audi Quattro up next. Last chance to win it or we go to a tiebreak.
And this nail biter has a very slow finish. The Audi gets 0 points with the DNF, and it's going to come down to the tiebreak. Take us through the walkthrough, Jer.
You got it. There's nothing in bucket 4, nothing in bucket 3. There are 2 cars apiece in bucket 2. There's 1 apiece in bucket 1. Then we see the green 73 Honda Civic Custom right there by the jail. He finishes further, and this one is over.
Team Honda Toyota 14, Team Audi 14, but the tiebreak goes to Team Honda Toyota, and Team Audi is eliminated. Take us into our brackets, Jer.
In the Western bracket, Team Honda Toyota move on to face the winner of the 40s and 50s against the big blocks. Over in the Eastern Conference, 1-0 move on, and they will face the winner of the Firestarters versus Team Aerodynamic in the next round. Over in the Southern Conference, Team Ferrari take out Little Italy, and they will face the winner of the True Blue versus Amron Out. And in the Northern Conference, the clear winners will face the winner of the Vans versus the Vipers in the next round.
Thanks, Jer Bear. And the round of 32 continues. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like our channel.
Comment, share our stuff to your friends. For now, I'm Jer Bear.
And I'm Adam Croxton, signing off for Croxton Family Racing. Thanks for staying with us. See you next time. Stay safe, be free.